is up, YouTube? This is Airborne Sapper comic fan coming at you with another hip-hop cover swipe. Now, last week we talked about 2 covers. And this week we're going to be talking about 3 covers. So I hope you enjoy the second video for Marvel Hip-Hop Cover Swipe Season 2. Kicking it off in the video with number 3 comic is RiRi Williams, aka Iron Man, number 1. This cover right here was done by Andy Grandel, and it is an awesome cover. This cover is so sick. I really enjoy the tone of this cover and the way it looks. I like the fading and the colors that they chose. I mean, it's a great cover, and I was so happy that the artist just did it justice. This cover right here is a cover swipe off of a Missy Elliott, aka Missy Misdemeanor Elliott album. This is not her first cover hip hop that was put out by Marvel. Another one that was put out by Marvel was Black Widow number 1, and that was off Missy Elliott's first album, Super Duper Fly, and that was a great cover swipe too. This album right here that we're talking about is Missy Elliott Under Construction. This was her most successful album, and it was her 4th album in her line of her category. This was a very popular album. It got nominated for Best Rap Album, and Best Album of the Year. So it didn't win, but still got nominated. So big hits on this album were Gospel, Work It was a huge song, and Back in the Day. So this is just a awesome cover. Now, speaking of the cover, let's dig into this cover. Now, the cover is just, you got RiRi Williams sitting on her, I guess this is a lapel, but I mean, it's just so on point with the Missy Elliott album. I know RiRi's not wearing a pink fur, her pink jacket, but if you just look at the pose in that Missy Elliott is sitting, it's just exactly like the way he drew RiRi, down to her pigeon toes. If you can look at the toes, they're pigeoned. So they both are just sitting like that. I found that very interesting. A little difference is Missy Elliott, what made her famous, and her, her little paintbrush is her music. So she got a little boom box, and RiRi, her talent, is her just, very smart and just hooking up armor and stuff like that. So she got some armor next to her. The Missy Elliott and the RiRi Williams are on point. The bottom of the words are a little different, but like I said before, was speaking to a couple of these artists who actually did the hip-hop covers, and they told me that they can copy it to a certain extent. There's certain things that they have to switch up on the cover, so I think that's one of the things that Andy just wanted to switch off. So again, I'm happy with this cover. This is a sick cover, and let's dig into the next one. For our 4th cover of the season, we will be talking about Rocket number 1. This is a simple but sweet cover. Nothing really, spectacular, nothing, crazy about it. I do like the way Rocket is drawn. It kind of looks like it's real, but one of those just simple but sweet covers. This cover was done by Mike Deltato Jr. and Frank D. Matten. Yeah, so those 2 worked on the covers. This cover is a cover swipe from a artist called Tyler the Creator. We already talked about this artist too. This artist actually had a cover swipe in the first season, Unbeatable Squirrel Girl number 1. And that was a cover swipe off of his second album called Wolf. Now, this album right here that the cover swipe was done was a cover called Goblin. This cover, now there's two covers to this album. There's the regular cover, which I kind of felt like it might have been the cover swipe to it, or the deluxe album cover with actual Tyler on there. So I'm going with Tyler because I looked it up and it said Tyler. So I'm going with Tyler. And so basically that's the cover swipe that they did it off of. This album was pretty good. Really didn't heat up a lot. He appeals to a lower market, not really mainstream. Definitely not mainstream. With the way he goes about rapping and stuff like that, and what he talks about. But definitely a very talented artist. Now, hits on this album were Sandwiches, Sandwiches, and Yonkers, and She. So those three were like the big hits off the album. Now, let's get into the cover. Now, the cover, like I said, it's simple but sweet. You know, just basically, you know, Tyler staring at the camera, Goblin across the screen, and, you know, Rocket staring at the camera, Rocket across the, you know, screen. So it's one of those simple but sweet covers. Really not my favorite, but, you know, like I said, you know, this is what they gave the artist to work with, and I honestly think that these are one of the covers that the actual album cover, or the artist, the Rocket cover looks better than the album cover. Alright, now let's jump into the next one. So, the final album that we will be talking about, coming in at number 5, is Spider-Man Renew Your Vows. This album right here is a cover done by Sam Spratt, and it is a Nas cover. Again, this is not the first Nas cover that Marvel did. Marvel also did a hip hop cover swipe off from Spider-Man Miles Morales, #1, and it was his Illmatic album. It was his first album to come out. So yeah, that was a sick cover. One of my top covers that I picked for last year. So back to this album right here. This album is called The Good Life. Now, before I talk about the album, the album's called Good Life. Now, hits on this album was Nasty, The Dawn, Daughter, and Cherry Wine. This album was nominated for the Best Album of the Year in the Grammys. Didn't win, but it was nominated. Now, this album was supposed to be this is basically a letter or basically a letter to his ex-wife. Now, his ex-wife was Khalees. Now, Nas, I love you, man. Dude, you're a cool-ass dude, but why would you marry a lady who sings "My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard"? You know, damn right, it's better than yours. Like, I would have to charge. Like, why would you marry her? Like, as soon as I seen that marriage, I was like, oh, dude, okay. I mean, I guess when you get money, you do whatever. But yeah, so they got divorced, but he tried to do an homage to a Marvin Gaye album. So Marvin Gaye put out an album in 1978, and it's called "Hear My Dear," and it was a dedication to his first ex-wife. So Nas tried to do something like that for this album right here. But yeah, but let's get into this cover swipe because I love this cover swipe. This is one of my like top 3 covers that I like because I like details. Not only do I like the covers, but as close as an artist can get to a cover, I'm all in. So let's get to the album in this. Now, just the cover itself, you see Nas in Spider-Man just chilling on the chair or their sofa with a dress over their leg, you know? And just the hand gestures of Spider-Man and Nas, the hand to their face, is just so close and so similar. I think the only difference in their posture that I can look at is Nas is leaning a little to his right. Spider-Man's kind of sitting straight up. You know, the dress obviously is different, but even like the background to like the sofa cushions is different, but you can tell, you know, it can be from the same material. I know the other one's painted, but you can tell that it could be like from the same material. But of course, you know, Spider-Man got to have the web. The letters on the Nas in the Spider-Man are slightly different. I think Spider-Man's a little skinnier than Nas is, a little thicker. And of course, the bottom, renew your vows, and life is good. That's different, but same type of style. Nas doesn't have that underline under it with the Spider-Man signal. But this was a close look to an album, and I'm very, very happy with this album and the way they did it. So, yeah, bravo to Sam, man. Sam Spratt, dude, knocked it out of the park. All right, guys. Well, that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Marvel Hip Hop Cover Swipes, episode 2. I'll try to do these every other week, depending on if I'm going to do another cover swipe. I still have the Merc with the Mouth cover swipe that I'm still doing. Doom. I didn't forget. It's the last video, so I have to like do something crazy. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this. This is something like I really enjoy. I keep on telling you guys. You know, if one person watches it, I'm going to continue doing it. You know, if one person enjoys it. So, again, thank you guys for watching. This is Airborne Sapper. Peace out. You guys have a good day.